Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close. What a day. Um, Green is an understatement. I said I don't mind being wrong. And I thought that this was going to end in a red month. Not deep in the red, but slightly red. I mean, I could still be right, but I don't think I am looking at today. Because, oh boy, oh boy, do we got a green market. And I have a feeling a lot of your portfolios are looking pretty good, So we're going to get to the market in a second. I want to address something else. So guys, every year I do some kind of something for the holiday season. And I've been hard at work thinking of what can we do? Well, as you guys know, on a Wednesday show, I give you the option to earn a Friday show. So, it's like 4 supers or gifted subs or a combination, whatever. And that opens up another show. Well, what if we could keep the party going? So what we're going to do, over on Twitch, those of you who are familiar with Twitch, they have a thing called a hype train. Well, I thought we could create our own market close train in December. So here's how this is going to work. So starting on, maybe Friday, maybe even Friday. If we earn a show for Friday, we'll start it on Friday. If not, we'll start it on our next Wednesday. Actually, we could actually start it on Sunday. We'll start it on Sunday if we do not start that train today. So how it will work is every time we have a market close, the opportunity to win a market close is open every single day in December. So potentially, I could be doing every single market close in December. It's up to you guys, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to create, and I don't know yet what this second part is. So I'll know by Sunday, but we're going to have like a countdown. So if we let's say, for example, there's 20 shows that we could add. I don't think there's 20, but let's just pretend it was 20. Then we'll come up with a number. Maybe it'll be 10 of that 20, and we'll put like a countdown of some sort. And then there'll be something else that we can win. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Anyway, we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about it Sunday. And, we may even talk about it Friday, depending on what you guys do today. This is exciting. All right. More housekeeping. Oh boy, we got a lot of housekeeping today. So as you guys know, last week I had that thing with Adriano. Well, it's finally going to be coming out. According to Adriano, it'll be coming out tonight. So watch later tonight. You might see a video, and it's not. It's actually kind of an interesting thing. It's more or less Adriano and his wife getting to know myself as well as another person in the in the income type field. So it's going to be neat. A lot of personal questions, things like that. Not the things that we don't normally talk a lot about. So definitely urge you guys to check that out. I think it's pretty good. That's coming out. All right. Do we have more announcements? Well, yes, we do. So I am currently in talks with 9Point. So I'm looking to maybe do a few little things with 9Point in the future. So, they've been around for a while, but they're new to the income side of investing. So they're new to it. And I think there's an opportunity for them to, to grow with the different communities here. And anyway, I won't go too much more into it. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be really, really good. All right, holy banana bread, let's get to the market. I have to be really cognizant today of the, whoa, that's not the market. That's a different market altogether. Talk about selling yourself, right? Anyway, let's, like I said, I have to be cognizant of the time because all these announcements have pushed us a little behind schedule, and I don't want to miss the bell. But look at this mountain. And we're not talking about mountain finance. We're talking about a mountain of finance. We're talking about the TSX new all-time high. Holy banana bread. What a friggin' day. What a day. So the TSX up a full 1.01%, pushing us into a green November. They've got a ways to drop if we want this month to close in the red, and they don't have much time to do it. In fact, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so no negativity can come out of the U.S. that's going to push this down. Then we got Black Friday. Markets only open half a day, so not a lot of time for anything to really impact it. I'm calling it. It's probably a green month. It's probably a green month. I am very happy to be wrong. But anyway, hopefully your guys' portfolios are looking fantastic with some of this movement today. Let me know your big winners. Let me know your big winners in the chat. So the S&P 500, also big day. Nice green movement. They are up only 0.79%, but they, oh boy, they could technically still end up in a red month. They haven't gotten above that blue line. And guys, if you don't know what that blue line is, that's where we ended the previous month. So we ended October at that blue line. You got to get above it if you want a red or if you want a green November. So they're a little bit below. And you'll see down here, the little performance. Right now, they're 0.33% on the month down. So we'll have to see. NASDAQ, well, they've got an even harder job. They did have a good day. They're also up a full percent. But they've got a little bit further to go if they want to get above that blue line, and they don't got much time to do it. So it's not looking the best for the United States, but Canada, once again, kicking the U.S.'s butt. Sorry, Americans. Sorry. Dow Jones also up 0.74. They briefly poked. You probably can't see it on your, especially if you have a phone. They slightly wicked up above that blue line, but they are currently under. And like I said, they've only got, well, they got half a day on Friday to get back above it. And they can do it. They could certainly do it. The Russell has done it. The Russell, of course, these are your small caps. And they are above the blue line, so they're having a pretty good day, up a full percent. Looking at our commodities, gold up 0.81%. Silver, hi-ho, silver, they're way up. Look at that, 3.55%. Copper, consistently up as well. Look at this, up a 1.19. Although, well, they did have a little bit of a red candle at the end, but they're still up a good 1.19%. West Texas Intermediate, having a good day, up 1.18%. Crypto is up as well. I don't think I've said that for a while, but yeah, Bitcoin up 2.91%. Ethereum up 2.13%. What do we got here? Okay, we got 7 minutes to the bell. All right, guys, let's pull up our heat map here and gonna pull this up. This doesn't look that green. It's like there's consistency in here. I'm just gonna refresh this to see if we can get a better, some better green in here. Not really. It's still kind of. It's not deep in the green, but we got a lot of things in the green. Not much red. As you can see, most of the banks are up. Royal Bank up a wee bit. TD's almost up a full percent. BMO's up. CIBC's up. National Bank's up 1.15%. Over here in oil, CNQ doing fantastic. Up 34.34%. Imperial Oil up a full percent. It's looking good. I'm liking it. We're seeing a lot of good stuff over here. Alimentation Couche-Tard, they're up 1.60%. CNR up a full percent. Good. Hopefully CNR can get back on track. Constellation Software also up today, 1.13%. Switching to the United States, got a interesting mix here. As you can see, we got Microsoft having a good day, up 1.94. Tesla up 1.55. Walmart's up. Costco's up. Broadcom's up. AMD's up a full 4.20%. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So I'm liking this. And crypto. There we go. Crypto, very green. Very, very green. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Bitcoin's up. Ethereum's up. XRP. Solana up 3.89%. Not too shabby. Hype HUSD up 8.4. I'm not sure what this one is. But of course, as we usually do, and we only got 5 minutes, so we're going to get in here quick. I like to just highlight some altcoin I've never heard of. And it's a green day, so let's find somebody who's bucking that trend and falling. All right, we have, oh boy. Oh, this, it's a Shizou. All right. I looked at it at first and I almost said another word, but I'm not going to say that word on the air. Oh boy. Yeah, look, they're not worth very much. It looks like they might have just, did they just launch? We don't have much history. This is once again, and yes, it's, I see the dog, the little dog. It's another meme coin. So here's a meme coin for you. Guys, do not invest in this. Not unless you know something the rest of us don't. This is probably not going to end well. Most of these crap coins are, well, I call them crap coins because it's like going to Vegas and playing the craps. You probably are not going to win. The house always has the edge. Same with these. And if you want to make money on crypto, stick to the tried and true coins. Stick to your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your XRP, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin. All right. Whew. There we go. We got 3 minutes to the bell. We can now hit the chat. We can hit the chat. And I see, let's see, Claude. Claude starts off the show. Hello. Wow. Those 3 last days. Yeah. This has been a month of volatility. That's what November 2025 will be remembered as a seesaw extreme. Up and down, up and down. A lot of, well, not a bad month for swing traders, but definitely not a good month if you've got nerves. If you've got nerves, for sure. And Brian is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. And Scratch says good day, all. Let's see. Paul says good afternoon. We got Mary in the house with a hello. Guys, Mary is our official captain of the like button, so if you've not hit that button, let's do it now. Let's turn it green. Let's push this out to the algorithm. Let's say, get some folks in here now. And, you know, and sometimes it's you guys. You may have forgotten about the stream, and if it doesn't pop up in your feed, well, you might be missing it. You might be missing it. All right. Oh, and before Rory, I have to have, it's a custom around here that I have a sip of coffee when Mary talks. Very good. This is regular coffee, but I think Jill added some eggnog, a little bit of eggnog with candy cane to it. So it's feeling holiday-like. All right. Oh, sorry. Rory says hi, all. And then we got a cowboy in the house with a greetings, all. Brian says, I missed some good dips waiting for 6E and CPCC. 1,500. I'm burning a hole in my pocket waiting. I'm looking forward to 6E. And CPCC. Of course, that's going to be a covered call copper. And you guys know, I'm pretty bullish on copper for sure. Paul says, Tesla, the 1D higher highs and higher lows for 3 days in a row. Yeah, Tesla, I have swung Tesla. I was going to say Tesla. I have done at least one swing trade on Tesla this week, and it was successful. Perhaps not as successful as I wanted it, because, you know, sometimes it backs up and hits my my stop loss. So it was successful, but not as successful as it could have been. All right. Dorpat says, hello, everyone. Hello, Dorpat. And guys, we have 20 seconds, 10 seconds. We have 10 seconds until the bell. So if you hate loud noises, now's the time to mute it for a couple of seconds. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. My hand won't stop. Ah, there we go. All right, I've stopped. Guys, the market's closed. There ends a very green day. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, for any of you who are just joining, we have our Christmas event planned now. We're going to do our own version of a hype train, sort of like what they do in Twitch. So, and this will start Friday. So if we earn a new stream today for Friday, then on Friday, we will have that option all the way through December. Each stream, we have the chance to string another market close. So we could potentially, up to you guys, but we could potentially have a market close on every market close in December. That would be fantastic. A lot of work, but I'm up for it if you guys are, that's for sure. All right, Danielle says, hello all, everything looks good for me except for TELUS. What to do with TELUS? Buy more, wait. If they cut the dividend, it will go even lower. I just don't know. Well, good news is that the sector is looking much stronger for 2026. So, and TELUS is in the sector. So yeah, I do think that there could be some improvement. The fact, I don't think TELUS will cut their dividend. I would be okay with them cutting their dividend, but I don't think they're gonna. So I think your dividend is probably safe. Now, will you get a better price before we see that recovery in 2026? Hard to say. You might see them come down a little bit more with some of the tax loss harvesting pressure that we're going to see in December. But that's the big question. But we'll have to see how things look. Yeah, I would say that it's a difficult question. It is a difficult question, but I do think we will see some movement up. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for an entry point into TELUS, I would say this is not a bad place. We're not in a bad spot at all right now. All right, Rory says a few ex-dividend dates upcoming. Maybe we'll see some minor drops on Friday. Yeah, exactly. And guys, you will, if you don't know about the ex-dividend day, so when the ex-dividend day comes, that's basically the day where they declare that not declare the dividend, but where they assign the dividend to whoever owns. So at the open, when they open on ex-dividend day, whoever's name is on that stock or ETF, that's who gets the dividend. So that means you can't buy the stock on the ex-dividend day and get the dividend. You have to buy it the day before so that your name is on record. Otherwise, it's going to whoever owned it before you bought it. So what does happen, though, is if a stock or if a company, or an ETF, whatever amount of money they send out in those dividends, well, that gets deducted from their balance sheet. And that, of course, reflects immediately on their NAV or their net asset value, or with a stock, it would be their market cap. So it comes down that amount. So you will see typically, and this will happen especially when you're looking at high yield funds, you'll see that price drop. So sometimes if you're looking for a good place to buy, ex-dividend day is not a bad place. But keep in mind, if you bought it the day before, you would get the dividend too. So, but you're paying a higher price. So you kind of have to weigh that off, but it's always good to be aware of that. So sometimes when you're looking to add and you want to average the actual share price down or the ETF price down, ex-dividend day, perfect day for buying. Now, if you can get a dip happening on the ex-dividend day, even better. Cowboy says HBTE is recovering, still in the negative, but the hole isn't as deep. Yeah, it fell down in the 0 to 100K challenge. It had fallen down to, I'm just pulling it up right now. It had fallen down to about 30% total return. Let me take a look and see where it's sitting at right now. It's still in the 30s, but it's the high. Oh wait, no, it just updated. 61% now. Oh boy, yeah. It's made a little bit of a recovery. I like that. All right. Danielle says super happy about HHIS increasing their distribution. It's always good to get a bump. It's like getting a pay raise. Although you know, it's usually not a lot, but it adds up. It adds up over time, that's for sure. Chad from Saskatchewan is in the house. Walmart had a nice pump today too. Seemed a TEC company these days. Yeah, exactly. We did see that when we were looking at the heat maps. Walmart having a good day for sure. Aurora, Yield Max continues their demise. Guys, let me just say this. For the longest time, I've been saying that I just don't like Yield Max. I don't. Now you're beginning to see parts of the reasons. When I look at the structure, it's just, I know they're delivering some incredibly high yields, but it rubs me a little bit the wrong way. I don't like the structure of synthetic cover calls. And, you know, I won't buy, I won't say I never will. I have swung, I think, their Tesla one early in their days, but I try to, I stay away from them. I stay away from them. I'd rather safety. I don't mind high dividends at all. I just have I have a cutoff point. When dividends get way too good to be true, I get a little worried. All right, Paul says, what happened with the Evolve interview? I know you said their legal said to put it down. The member first videos come in handy before it got pulled. All right, here we go. Let me talk about the Evolve video. So, as you guys know, I did an interview with the Evolve CEO. Well, Evolve wanted to look at it before I posted it. I posted it. I wasn't supposed to post it. So I posted it. This is on me, guys. It's not on Evolve. Basically, they wanted to, and they're not worried about what I said. They just want to make sure that the CEO didn't say anything that legally could ever come back on Evolve. So they have to go over it. I didn't realize, this is the first time I've ever done one. So they actually had asked me to send it back to them, and I missed it because where it was in the email, it was kind of underneath a bunch of other stuff. So I thought the email was over, and I didn't read that part on the bottom. So yeah, it was entirely me. So yeah, the channel members got to see it, and everybody else, like about 1,600 people got to watch it before before Evolve was able to realize what was happening. So we pulled it down, and I sent it in, and legal sent it back to me. So this morning I made a couple small edits because there was a couple small things he said that they didn't legally want in the video. So I've edited those out, and it's back to them. They're going to check it over again. So I imagine by the weekend it'll probably be back up. Now, here's the thing. If you've already watched it, the version that's coming back up, it's going to be the same version, just like quite literally about 10 seconds of stuff cut out. So if you've already watched it, feel free to skip the second one. Unless, of course, you want to support the channel, then feel free to watch it or just leave it running, whatever it is you guys do. However, I am also looking to get a interview going from a couple of guys over at 9 Point. So, you know, there will be more of these coming out. And that's kind of the neat thing, because and this is the beautiful thing, guys, and this is all you. Well, me too, but it's all of us. As the channel gets more and more popular, you know, well, some of the companies are starting to take notice a little more. So nothing wrong with that for sure. Whew, all right. But yeah, that interview will be back up, and yeah, it'll be back up. Like I said, really soon. Now there is another video, of course, coming out on Friday. Friday, guys, I am doing, and if you're a channel member, you'll be able to see this tomorrow afternoon. But we're going to do a deep dive on Emax. So the Hamilton Emax, that's their energy maximizer. That will be that'll be available tomorrow afternoon for the channel members, and Friday for everybody else. So guys, if you're wondering what's going on, channel members, what? So yeah, if you join the channel, basically it costs about the same amount as a cup of coffee each month, or not a month of coffee, but like a single day of coffee. It's like, what is it? $2.99 plus tax. It's as cheap as it's pretty cheap. I don't want to. I didn't want to charge very much for it, guys. But as a channel member, you get a whole bunch of benefits. One of the benefits is you get to watch all the videos a day early. The exception being the replays on these live streams. Well, yeah, those go out immediately, and everybody can watch those. But yeah, they get to watch videos one day early. And they also get to vote on the last video of the month. And oh boy, I better I better reach out to you guys, because I normally get the regular, all the normal members, not channel members, but all of you guys, all the subscribers and such, to give me ideas for that video. And then we throw a vote over to the channel members. They take your best ideas, they vote, they decide which one is going to get made. So that'll be coming out pretty soon, and it's already the 26th. So after this stream, I will put up the post. So on the community tab, that's where you can go and drop your ideas for whatever you want to see. So that'll be kind of cool. Also, I do some swing trading on the side. So the channel members are aware of what I'm trading, because I will send out reports. You know, let them know what I'm buying, what I'm not. I will tell you guys, I'll tell everybody some of the stuff, but I tell them the rest of it. So they get the rest. I will actually, guys, there was a swing trade today. I will share this with everyone, because as you guys know, we've been looking at Air Canada for a while. So I have a couple. Actually, I have two Air Canada swings. I have one in the 0 to 100K challenge, and then I had one in my trading account. So today, one of the goals was, you know, if it's under $19, be buying, adding to it. Now, what I did actually, that's the goal in the 0 to 100K. In my trading account, I got in at, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think what it was, I think 1875, something like that. It got up to 1925 today. So I actually got a little bit higher. You know, I didn't get as high as it could, but at 1925, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to pull this, because I had quite a few shares in it. So I did make that trade, took the profit, and that account, and this is one of the reasons that my targets are a lot more fluid, is that it's not in a TFSA, so I don't have to worry about the whole 30 days. So, you know, if early December we get Air Canada dropping again, then I will probably reopen that trade in the trading account as well. So nonetheless, I made some profits. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that trade. All right. Cowboy says, spent all my divs on stock dips. Well, nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like, it's instead of a stocking, you got a stock dip. I like it. Danielle says, so happy with my TSX holdings. Yeah, well, I mean, look at today. And guys, if you have not seen today, whoops, I better, let's jump over here for a second. Here's today. Look at this. Nice big, like that's the type of thing that if you're not in shape and that were a mountain, you couldn't climb it. You know, it's maximum height. I'm loving it. It was a really good day. Definitely a really good day. All right. All right, Claude says, still no news on the HBTE's next distributions. Oh, really? Okay, I did not know that yet. Yeah, sometimes some ETF companies will, and I've seen this, where they will, they'll drop when they declare their distributions, they might actually declare for multiple months. I don't know if that's what's happening with HBTE, but let's take a look, actually. Let's take a look right now. You know, maybe it's come in. Maybe it's come in. I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. All right. All right. HBTE. Here we go. All right. I am loving it. All right. Let's pull this up here. Yeah, nice big up day. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the key data. And yeah, you're right. We still don't have the December one. And we're getting really close. We're getting really close. Yeah, they've been declaring these. So their last declaration date was October 24th when they declared for November 6th. So we should, yeah, you're right, Claude. We should have one. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out. I'd be shocked if we didn't get it tomorrow or Friday, because that's kind of cutting it close. And I'm just trying to see how close they've cut it in the past. Yeah, they're usually within about a week. It's usually within about a week. So we should have it sooner than later. Sooner than later for sure. All right. Rory says, Royal Bank is my biggest rocket to the moon so far. Bought it at $126 per share. What are they at right now? Let's just take a gander here. So yeah, $215. 215. And we'll just go back. Here, look. They've had well, ever since here's Liberation Day, they've just been on a climb since Liberation Day. Oh, and guys, I know a few of you were looking the other day. Oops, let's go big screen. All right. She's here. Aw, there we go. She's just saying hi. All right, there we go. That's Winter. That is the kitty cat. Oops. Now I gotta readjust it. But the fact that you got to see the cat, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. So yeah, she's enjoying us for the stream. She's just listening contently in her little pouch. Paul says blocks up 4.35%, Tesla up 1.39%, Harvest Tesla up 1%. Nice. All right. Brian says CCOE. So of course this is the covered call on Cameco. On Cameco. There we go. I love uranium. It's getting a big bump in distribution from 22 cents to 26 cents a share. Still need to get a good position in that one. Nice. Now, you will, of course, if you have HHIC, you'll have exposure to that. So I wonder if HHIC will end up getting a bump if some of their underlying assets are getting bumped. So that might be something to think about. All right. Danielle bought Royal Bank at $117 and super happy to have it. Yeah, it's a good one. Absolutely. Roku in Stittsville says, hello all, dreary day in Stittsville today. Yeah, it was a dreary day around the Ottawa region. Rainy, not snow though. Rainy, but the guys, the workers came by today and they blew all the leaves away. So that was nice. And let's see, Roku says, ditched my real can and bought some Chartwell. People are getting old. Yep. Well, here, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Let's see. I know it's CH something. I'll just type in Chartwell. There we go. Chartwell. Here we go. There, it's CSN. There we go. I knew there was a C and I knew there was an H. All right. Chartwell. And I'm going to pull up the 1 year here. Yeah, you will see this. This is going to be a trend, guys. When it comes to retirement facilities, so any kind of long-term care homes, so you've got places like Chartwell, Extendicare, which I have in the 0 to 100K challenge, Sienna Senior Living, so SIA, S-I-A, you're going to see the same story. So the boomers, they've retired, yep, and they're getting older. So a lot of the boomers are getting to that age where, you know, you might need a little bit of extra help. So you might need assisted care living. And, well, that's big business for these companies. And that's big bucks for those of us investing in them. So, yeah, this is going to be a thing. And it's not just long care homes. If anything that that caters to an older audience, there's going to be money in it. You know, whether it be, you know, canes, companies that make canes, walkers, you know, and of course, if you think end-of-life materials as well, all of that is going to be big business. It's going to be an opportunity because it's going to be in high demand. All right. Larry says Grayscale launched a Dogecoin ETF. Doge. 17.1 million Dogecoin held currently. Interesting. You know, not five, but let's go 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Do you think you could ever visualize a Dogecoin ETF? I thought that was a long way off, but you know, we're starting to see. Now, I don't think this is a spot Bitcoin or spot Dogecoin ETF. It's probably, because I haven't looked at it, and Larry, you probably know better than me right now. I'm just thinking it might be a Dogecoin fund, but sort of like Grayscale's old Bitcoin one, but maybe I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked at it. So let me know. Roku says maybe start a 100K to zero challenge where you only invest in your market close crap coin selections. How to lose 100K in 50 days. We could make it into a movie. Oh boy, that'd be funny. Do that with Yield Max. Sergey says, hello guys, finally I am green overall, but still very red on MSTE and HHIS. Yeah, MSTE, I think you're going to be red on that for probably a while. HHIS once, and the NASDAQ is still, and here's the thing, guys. Let me just show you. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Whoops, actually, I was exactly where I wanted to be. So when you look at the NASDAQ right now, and here we go over here, you'll see they're still pretty much in the red this month. And HHIS is very tech heavy. You could almost say it's NASDAQ heavy. So yeah, right now it should be in the red. It should be in the red. That would be absolutely the normal place for it to be. If it were in the green, I would be like really impressed. Really impressed. All right. Anchor Tor says, good afternoon, everyone. Amrit says, I wish I could ditch ZRE. Just waiting until it goes to my average, then I can sell. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Mark is in the house. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? How is Kingston? Hey, Candace, what's your take on Quantum Biopharma, QNTM, given the W5 investigation into stock manipulation by CIBC and RBC? All right. So I have not heard about this, but let's take a look. QNTM. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Let's see here. QNTM. Here we go. Quantum Biopharma. All right. Here we go. All right. Oh, look at this. they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good, at least the last 5 days. But let me pull up the 1 year. Oh, that's deceptive. You notice that first little bit is like, oh, they're doing good. Oh, well, yeah, look at that. Maybe not so much. Now, you're mentioning that there was a W5 investigation into stock manipulation. Yeah, that's not good. If there was some kind of accusation here now, let me just, kind of curious. Let's go to their news page. I think that's kind of the big thing here. So yeah, look at this. $700 million lawsuit alleging stock manipulation subject of a 3-part series by, well, W5. Whether or not they're guilty, let's just say right now, alleged. We'll say alleged. They allegedly did something wrong. But here's the thing. The news, well, look what the news did. The news tanked them. Whoops, we got to go over here. The news pretty much tanked their price. So yeah, it really boils down. If they're guilty, it's hard to say. Sometimes I find investors can forgive pretty fast. I mean, look at TD. All of that money laundering stuff. It didn't take them that long to recover from that. And all it can take is for a company like Quantum here, Quantum Pharmaceuticals, or biopharmaceuticals, all it would take for them is to change up their CEO. And then they lay the blame on the old CEO, and people will forgive, will forget. So sometimes, if you have a lot of faith in what the company does, sometimes buying when there's a scandal like this is not a bad thing. It can be, something that you can sort of get in at the bottom level and wait for it to recover, wait for things to fix them, wait for the ship to get righted. It will happen for sure. All right, Larry says, beautiful Regeneron up 530 to 800 per share, holding 1,000 shares. Should have bought more. Yeah, that's exactly the thing. But you never know when you buy. That's, if you knew that something was going up from 530 to 800, if you knew it for a fact, obviously you're going to make a very big move. But the only way you would know that for a fact is maybe if you were an insider. I don't know. All right. And of course, yeah, we got the Nightbot up here. So yeah, 4 supers or 4 of the gifted memberships. So those are always fun. Either or, or a combination of such, we'll give us a Friday show. And Friday, like I said, we're going to start that train thing for December. So I'd love to see a Friday show for that reason, just so that we can get that going. It forces me to get all of the details together as well by then too. So I gotta love that. Key Evan Cass says, "Good Green Day afternoon, gang." Yeah, it's a great Green Day. I'm gonna have some coffee now. Very good. Cowboy, have one more div dropping in Friday. Paul, Tesla, 426.58 or 599.77 Canadian for the close. Funny, the first group I sold a couple of weeks ago was 440, then it went down. Nice. Nice. All right. And Marit says, I sort of missed it in the Evolve CEO interval. There is 60, and what is the other one? What is that one about, and your thoughts? I believe it's called Inti. Let's you know what? Hey, let's go see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. We'll go to Google. INTY Evolve prospectus. There we go. Let's see here if we have it for Inti. We got some prospectuses here. Let's see, the Evolve issues. We'll go to the top one. We'll see. Actually, no, that's not going to be it. I noticed the date, April 26. Not finding it. So I don't know a lot about it. I don't know, other than, all I can say is it's blue chip companies from Europe. So I believe it's, and I don't know if it's just Europe, but he did mention it in that video. That video will be back up very soon, probably before the end of the week, I think. I've made the changes that Evolve wants, and it's back in their court. So I'm hoping they send that over to me and say it's ready to go, and I'll put it back up. So yeah, we'll get it back up as soon as possible. So if you haven't seen it yet, you'll be able to catch up on it for sure. All right, let's see. The TSLA I sell needs to pay off debt plus have extra. All right, and guys, oh boy. Let me quickly jump in here, and we got a super sticker coming in from Paul. So that means our corral is open, and Paul is a goat. He is the greatest of all time. There we go. Love it. All right. Now, if that's not enough, guys, if that is not enough, we got Scratch coming in with a $2 super chat saying Fridays are boring without a Mountain Finance show. There we go. Yeah. I love the Friday shows. It's a great way to start the weekend. All right. So we got Scratch in there, and that means that Scratch is also a goat. So we got another goat in our corral. I love it. It's filling up. And if that's not enough, we got Doorpat in with another super chat. Let's get a Friday show and close the month in the green. There we go. Absolutely. Thank you, all three of you guys. You guys absolutely rock. And don't worry, I didn't forget. Doorpat is also a goat. We now got 3 of the 4 goats in our corral. So we're one away from a show. We're one away from a Friday show. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably hit that before we're done here today. We still got a good amount of runway left, guys. We got a lot of runway left. All right, now back to the live show, and I need to find where I was, because when I leave like that, it sort of pushes me out of the feed. But now I'm back. I always remember what I left from, and I left from the Paul comment. So Cowboy says, I bought TELUS the other day. We'll ride it for a while. Saw it in the tall 20s. Think it will go back out. People can't go without phone internet. Yeah, exactly. And guys, both TELUS and Bell, they're making a lot of plays on some of these AI data centers. they're going to be big. And I think that's going to pay off big for them as well. So that's another thing as well, just to keep in mind. Doorpat says QQQ. What are your thoughts on China exposure? Never drop your pants in China. They really have no sense of humor. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. That was a joke. And what are your thoughts on China exposure? I feel like they are strong in the AI race, especially after the DeepSeek drama. I am using ZCH ETF, but wary of the high management expense ratio, 0.7. Do you buy ADRs instead? All right. I think I am a big fan, of course, of geographic diversification. And I will point out, I don't have anything that directly invests straight in China. So usually for me, something like XEQT or FEQT, any of the EQTs, any of those all equity, they give me a bit of exposure to China. But there are some good ones coming out. And some of the, of course, that new tech one that I think that's not a bad move. I think it's not a bad move. I do think China is they're an interesting play. They're always going to be strong. Like they have a big, people may underestimate the China economy, but I wouldn't. They're not as, I wouldn't choose China over the United States, but I think there's room in a portfolio for both, for sure. So yeah, I think the Chinese market, as it matures even more, it could become even more interesting as we move forward. So yeah, I would say China exposure, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Now, the ones that I am not sold on, though, are things like Alibaba. Nah, and any of the probably anything retail like from China. I don't see those. I see those as being a little more risky. But I think technology, I think you're fine. Paul, how does ex-dividend work with post-market or overnight or pre-market on ex-dividend date? That's a good question. Now, obviously, any of the pre-market or post-market, that's going to be with U.S. stuff. So I have a question. I do not know the answer to this. I do not know. I've never even thought about it. But do US ETFs trade in the off market, or is it just stocks? That's you know what? I don't know. I do not know the answer to that. This is where I go, Larry, help me. I honestly don't know. I've never even thought to ask that question. Interesting. So because I don't know, I have no idea how that would happen. But now you're giving me something I'm going to have to look into. Larry, speaking of Larry, says Bayer jumped on their stroke prevention drug up from 50%, portfolio to 62.8. Yeah. I love the idea of a stroke prevention drug. And yeah, I can understand this could be big. I mean, look at Eli Lilly on the power of Ozempic. You come out with a stroke prevention drug, and if it really works, that's huge for Bayer. Huge. So yeah, absolutely. Look at this. And they've already jumped. I mean, look at the jump. They've already made the jump. So, yeah, absolutely. All right. And quickly, let's get over here. we got our fourth super sticker. So we got a Friday show. Friday show is in the bag. Thanks, of course, to Roku Stittsville, having a dreary day, but putting a smile on a lot of people's face who wanted to see a Friday show, and using up my fourth goat video. So the stable is full. The stable is full. I mean, if you guys want to stuff more goats in, you're more than welcome. I don't have any more goats, but I do got an eager beaver. I got an eager beaver who's like, I'll go in. All right. And of course, I already showed the beaver, so what can I say? All right. I was on... It pushed it away. There we go. Back to Cowboy. Some ex-div are open of market, some are counted close to market, usually but 2 days before to ensure to get the dividend. Fair enough. And I will say, if you look at the history of ex-dividends, so ex-dividend days per se actually started with the brokers. They sort of created those days so people had a general idea of when they needed to buy to be able to get the dividend. So, yeah, for the most part, they are fairly accurate. They're very accurate. I'll say very, but Cowboy is right. There are the occasion where you can buy it the day before the ex-dividend, and you could end up missing out. It doesn't happen that much, but it can happen. So yeah, it never hurts to go even a couple of days beforehand. Oh, Hipple says, hey, just popped on to say hi. Let you know Evolve has a new release posted this morning. Oh, a new Evolve release. Uh-oh. Let's... Well, you know what, guys? Let's go to Evolve ETFs. Right now, here we go. Evolve ETFs. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this press release. See what it says. I have not read it yet today. Today's been a busy day. It's been a busy day. All right, here, let's go to media press releases. All right. Oh, guys, we got a date for 60. We got a sexy date for 60. There we go. All right, so look at this. Evolve Big 6 Canadian Banks Ultra Yield Index ETF expected to begin trading on December 2nd. December 2nd. Here we go. Oh, wow, Hipple, you just made a lot of community members very happy. Very happy. Thank you. Look at this, December 2nd. All right, and this is all about 60. Doesn't mention the other one at all. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So this is just about 60, but it's funny. If you guys remember when I dropped the 60 video, you guys asked, when is it coming out? And I said, I expected around the end of the month. I wasn't off that far. A little bit early, but not that far. So there we go. December 2nd. December 2nd, guys, and 60 can be yours if you want it. If the price is right. Oh, that's something different. That's a game show. All right. Nice. I'm liking this. Paul, let's go big for a moment. Let's go big for a bit. Paul, Brad, YouTube income architect, had an interview with someone from YieldMax. YieldMax person said, this time things cascaded with October 10th Bitcoin dump and high beta stocks dumped. YieldMax changed ULTY holdings. All right, well, sure. I mean, maybe they're scrambling behind the scenes to fix them right the ship. I hope it works. I'm still not a fan of YieldMax, though. I'm still not a fan. Biggie and Canny are down. Would be buying more if I had divs to spend. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Although I expect Canny to be making a pretty good move today with the Canadian market being up so high. So, Rory, once again, bank took off without me. I came within 2 cents. No, I think the powers that be just don't want me to own this ETF. Here, Rory, I'm speaking to you, Rory. Increase your next limit buy by 2 cents. I'm just saying. Just knock it up by 2 cents. Maybe that'll do it for the next time. Paul, let's see. YieldMax usually now had Costco and Google and GDX and GLD. Okay, well, hopefully it works out for them. All right, how far behind am I? Oh, I'm pretty far behind. All right, so guys, if you're talking to somebody who's not me, then I'm going to skip it. We're far behind. All right, let's see. Anchor Tours. Candace, I recall there being a website that you can check the ex-dividend and payment dates of stocks and ETFs. I remember that. I don't know what it's called, but I'll keep my eyes open, see if I can find it. But I do remember there being... oh my God, what was it called? Oh, yeah, there was, absolutely. You're 100% right. I love the cat. Yeah, she's sleeping now again. So now if I show you the cat again, you'll just see her back end. Nobody wants to see that, trust me. Anchor doors. Do you know which one I'm talking about? I can't remember. I do, but I don't remember what it's called. But I remember, yeah, because I remember exactly. I haven't used it. Like I haven't been on that site for probably 3 years, but I remember it. Cowboy can't afford a crowbar, but I have my pliers handy. Oh, ooh, good. I still will not buy Yield Max. Thankfully, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. If I were to play like Yield Max, things like Yield Max that have crazy dividends, sometimes if you're swing trading, you're going to get in and out. It's not so bad, but I worry about some funds like Yield Max. I worry about them on the long term. I have a feeling that Yield Max will never ever offer me any kind of sponsorship, guys. I have a feeling they won't, and that's okay. I wouldn't accept Yield Max. If Yield Max wanted me to do a video for them, I'd be like, no, I'm sorry, I won't do it. Chad says, my big winners are PNG and ACTDOL, up 400 and 102% for doll. So Dollarama. Oh, nice. We have fog. Fog. Nice. Last week, we had ice fog. That was kind of cool. Let's see. Cowboy. Hoarfrost is thick here. Rain in 120 days. Now, hoarfrost, guys, that's what happens when you have ice fog. Basically, the ice fog comes in and it leaves this white coating on the trees. It's very beautiful. It's called hoarfrost, though, which is kind of interesting. All right. Samsung came out with a solid-state silver battery that takes 1 kilogram of silver to make. Ooh, that could be good for the price of silver. I like that. Severia Corp, SIS is another one for seniors. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's quite a few. I love it. I love it. Jan says, Candace gives us so much support and knowledge. We should support her any way we can. I do so much more than confidence. Let's see. I do so much more with confidence. Now that has helped my bottom line, the cost is negligible. There we go. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Those are kind words. Kind words. We got the Nightbot. We've already secured a Friday show. We've already secured a Friday show. And guys, save your pennies on Friday so you can get a Monday show. Because you will have that option on Friday as we start the Christmas train. The Christmas train. Should I call it the Polar Express or would I get sued? I don't know. Rory says, unless a Super B runs you over. That's all we need is Super Bs. That would make quite the buzz. Let's see. Costa Grain, not too many B trains running. CN is cutting service to the Squamish, BC area. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Guys, you got Mary off the couch. You got Mary off the couch. 25 likes, 65 watching. Let's support the Candace. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have some coffee now. Oh, gosh, that was so good. I had to savor that one. I had to savor it. Bleak is in the house with a hey, y'all. Let's see. Nutrien bypassed EBY and the hippies' new potash terminal in Washington. High cost of annoying Saskatchewan. Well, that's what we'll say. Claude says, speaking of knowing in advance, sometimes I almost feel like I know with Celestica. It seems it drops some 15 to 20% every 6 weeks or so and always bounce back. Do you swing trade on Celestica? No, I don't. I believe it's the price that might be an issue. Like a lot of the bigger stocks that I do swing trade, it's usually because I have a cheaper option because I want to go in and I want a lot of shares or at least a lot of price movement points. So I tend to go with things that, that I can make. Like I want to make a profit. I want to make a profit when I do it. All right, let's see here. A 9. I love 9. All right, welcome back, 9. Do you know if 6E and NT will be semi-monthly for the distributions? They will. They will, absolutely. Yeah, and now, a funny thing, For some reason, Nine's comments on my videos were getting dumped into the spam folder, and I don't have any idea why. I've looked at them. There's nothing wrong with them. I did try something yesterday, Nine. I don't know if you saw the comment. I replied to you, but I put a thing, so your comments are approved automatically. So hopefully that'll keep you out of the spam folder, because I feel bad if I look in the spam folder and I see a comment from Nine that's been like, been there for like 2 weeks. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, so sometimes, guys, if I don't reply to you, it might be that you somehow ended up in that spam folder. I don't know how, because I don't look in the spam folder every day, because that's where all of the spammers end up going. You know, the ones who are talking about, about Susie Sidewalk Smasher over there, and her how well she does with Bitcoin, and how everybody wants to talk to her on Telegram. Yeah, don't go to those at all. Amrit says, Evolve put an article out about 6C available. Yeah, we just looked at it. That's so cool. Let's see. Yeah, news release today. 6C begins trading December 2nd. Big six banks. Covered calls plus 133 leverage. So yeah, you're getting 33% on this one. Fantastic. Well, it won't be in the next 0 to 100K challenge, but the one after that, you're probably going to see me put a position on 6C. I think. I do like it. I do like it for sure. David Eby is about as useful to BC's economy as the Oilers goaltender is to Edmonton. Oh boy, I think that's a pretty good insult, maybe. Cowboy, BC's biggest export is coal. Funny how they all scream about we need to be green. Not fair enough. Yeah, and as any of you who haven't heard, there's apparently an agreement between Danielle Smith and Mark Carney that's going to be announced tomorrow in regards to building a pipeline from Alberta to BC. Now, I've heard a lot of stuff, a lot of noise on this, but I'll wait to hear the thing, and hopefully somebody gets behind it. I'd love to see it personally. I think it would be good for the country. Sure, there's environmental concerns, but those can be dealt with as it's built. You can build things safely nowadays. It might cost a few extra dollars, but why not? Brian says, I bought a US ETF that closed at 12:03 a.m. about a month ago. Okay, interesting. Amrit says, for 6C, I'm curious. Will it be a bit cheaper to buy on release, or does it settle down and then go up later? I wonder when the first distribution of divs will be. Month or two later. Okay. I don't know about the first distribution, but normally you're looking at about a month before you start to see distributions. Normally, typically, what'll happen is let's do it. You gave me an excuse. You gave me an excuse to go to the whiteboard. Let's go over here. Whiteboard. Here we go. All right, I know where my head is, guys. That's fine. I'll make sure I don't draw behind my head. I mean, I could move my head, but this isn't going to be a complicated drawing at all. So typically, if it releases here, so let's just say, whoops, come on, give me my marker. There we go. Let's say this is your release point right here. I'm just going to put that little red as that's the price it releases at. And who cares what the price is? We don't need it for this diagram. What you will typically see is the excitement of a new release. It will bring that price up, and then it will usually bounce down, and sometimes it'll bounce a little bit higher, and then it will usually come back up, and it will level out at whatever it's supposed to be. That you will typically see that type of a movement when it happens. So if you buy it at open, you might get lucky. But I normally, and sometimes, guys, sometimes this doesn't work. I've seen some exceptions. Actually, HHIC didn't follow this. HHIC, I didn't get my characteristic little, I call it like my little heartbeat. But a lot of times I will wait and I'll try to nab it in here. I will try to. But I mean, also the thing is, I know these assets are going to continue to go up. So even if I did get it in here, I'm still going to be, for here, I'm still in profit. So, but keep in mind, that's probably what's going to happen, but it doesn't always happen. I put it that way. If before HHIC, I probably wouldn't have put the disclaimer in, but I put the disclaimer in now. So what can I say? All right. Let's go back to a big me, and we got more from 9. Let's see. I could be wrong, but with Wealthsimple, my orders don't execute when I buy ETFs in pre-market and overnight. for the U.S. That's what I was wondering, because that was my gut. My gut was that it was only companies that were trading in the after hours and the pre-hours. But yeah, Michelle's in. Hey, y'all, love it. Rory says Elizabeth May is worse for that. She wants Canada to live on grass. Well, it's the Green Party. They like grass. They like things that are green. Cowboy, Lily is still the biggest on insulin, and diabetes is a huge growing disease. Yeah. You know what? That's a really good point. I know I mentioned Ozempic being one of the big things that sort of pumped them up. But yeah, they do. They do more than just Ozempic, and insulin is definitely another big component for sure. 60 will just take off without me too. There we go. Chad, a disease that is brought on yourself and curable with the right diet and exercise. Oh, diabetes. Yeah, I mean, there are dietary ways to deal with diabetes, to get your A1C down. There's also interesting thing. Like when I started lifting weights, so, because that's what part of my exercise routine now is I lift weights 3 times a week. That's a good way as well to really bring down your A1C. And the reason for that is that when you lift weights, you're burning glycogen because it's an anaerobic exercise, because you can't do aerobic exercise for that. So it is anaerobic, and and that's why a lot of times if you lift weights, you'll get a little bit of a burning. You'll get that lactic acid buildup. But here's the thing. After you've done it, your body then needs to replenish that the glycogen stores, and the glycogen is basically a type of sugar. It's a sugar storage within your muscles, so that way it has access to it, that it can burn it quickly anaerobically when you're doing something strenuous. So what happens after a workout? Well, your body wants to replenish the glycogen, and it pulls sugar. It pulls sugar out of your bloodstream. And what's your A1C? Well, it's caused by sugar. Sugar basically, you get a little bit of a buildup on your, your red blood cells. So, that will help pull that out, and it will lower your A1C. So that is another thing just to put in, just because, why am I going on a tangent? Chad, it's Chad's fault. This tangent is Chad's fault. All right. Rory says, I need Forrest Gump legs to catch up to Bank. Run, Forrest, run. I love it. Susie Sidewalk Smasher writes that one down. All right, CLS got up to 15% or so in 5 days, and do that often, just saying I'll wait until 500 and then sell. Tomorrow will just be a photo op, no deal. All right, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It'll probably just be an announcement. I think there's a lot of things that have to be done. For one, they've got to get the province on board. And BC doesn't seem to want to be on board, and they also need to get the Indigenous leaders on board. So there's still a lot of work. There's a lot of wheels that are going to need to be greased for this to happen, but at least this initial step is making Alberta a little bit happier. But I would like to see it happen. I would like to see it. Cowboy says, believe that when the welders are buying new campers. There we go. Larry says, wokey workers at Amazon are protesting because of Amazon's going all out on AI, not caring about where the energy to do it comes from. Well, that's why uranium is so important right now. Obviously, AI uses more power. AI, when you are doing searches like with ChatGPT, you're using a lot of power. So if you're a green person, well, don't use ChatGPT because you're using a ton of power. But the thing is, AI is the future. It is where we're heading. Getting cheap, clean energy, not a bad thing. Nuclear, definitely not a bad thing. I'm pretty pro-nuclear. You guys know that. By now, if you don't, then you haven't watched enough of these live streams, but I'm pretty pro-nuclear. All right, and keep in mind, we're also going to be using a lot of oil. It may not be green, but, well, it depends. It depends. So when I lived in Alberta, I did a contract with a company called Alberta Innovates. So what they do is it's a science company. But they do a lot of research on carbon capture and just different oil technologies. So that a lot of the oil companies are finding ways that, the carbon they're taking out of the ground, they're capturing an equivalent amount that they can remove from the system. So, there is, and I was looking at that stuff like, oh my gosh, 10 years ago. So I imagine that technology has probably come a long way from them. So nothing wrong with that. If you want to put carbon in the air and you want to capture it, great. Who can complain? If you don't do anything, then it's like nothing even happened anyway, right? Because if you're pulling the same amount of carbon and capturing it as what your oil, for example, is creating, what's wrong with that? It's technically carbon neutral. If you think about it, it's technically carbon neutral. Rory, I bet there are no surveyors in BC to mark the lines yet. No, we're not even close to that. Like, let's say everything goes according to Danielle Smith's best dream. It's still 10 years before you'd actually see a working pipeline. And that's in the best case scenario. It's not going to happen fast. Many May lives on booze. She's not that into. What is? I don't even know what that is. Have another drink, May. Who is May? I got lost somewhere. Regeneron's going to mop the floor with both Lilly and Ozempic. Oh, maybe. Well, interesting thing here is Ozempic. At least here in Canada, coming up at the beginning of this year, the generic version of Ozempic, of the GLP-1s, is going to be available. So that's going to be interesting. Where's all the likes, people? Yeah, I don't know how many likes there are at this moment, but guys, hit the like button. It's not a hard ask. It's not a hard ask. It's an easy one. I'm gonna have some coffee here. Okay, and that takes us to Paul. After hours and pre-market USA ETFs in older screen, you need to select extended hours, otherwise it will do nothing. Okay. I think I still need to look a little bit deeper into those because, yeah, I never even thought about them before you brought up the question. All right, let's see. I learned something new today. Cellular agriculture, lab-grown foods, or cell-based foods is coming to your grocery near you. Yes. Actually, I watched a couple science YouTube. I don't know who they were. I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe Kyle Hill did it, but he actually went. I think it was Kyle Hill. He went to one of these labs where they basically create protein. So they basically make meat, and they're working on like 3D meat printers. So there's no actual animals in it, but and if I remember correctly, I believe Kyle was trying a few different things, and now he said they tasted like chicken, and so they're coming along. It could be the wave of the future. You may be buying meat that was printed. You may be. So it is something that is being worked on. It's a long way from ever being mainstream. It's a long way before going to the grocery store and seeing printed meat, at the butcher. But it could be the future. And honestly, just going back to this for a moment, I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather have printed meat than cricket protein. I'm just saying. Why not? Brian says, next time you want to buy bank, Rory, just remember the dividend is 11 cents. You basically missed 9 cents by not adding 2 cents. You can add 5 and still be up. There we go. Cowboy, the biggest power consumer in those computer buildings is cooling. Air conditioning is required for servers, or servers will melt down. Yeah, absolutely. One of the reasons, too, that a lot of companies are looking towards countries like Canada and Norway is that for a good part of the year, you can cool things pretty cheaply, open up a window. Well, not quite so much, but you could actually pump some of the cold air in from outside. And that is one of the reasons that you're seeing a lot of these data centers are looking to, you guys heard about the one in Alberta. You're going to see more of them in northern countries for sure. Lisa's in the house with a hello. Let's see. Oh, Elizabeth May. That's what, all right. I'm just so used to people saying her full name. So when you started saying May, I was like, what? What are you talking about? Okay. Elizabeth May, yeah, leader of the Party. Rumors are she likes to enjoy the beverage, the not straight beverage. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Uh, Not my food. You need to get signs. Signs, not my food. Campbell soup. Actually, interesting thing, Actas. I saw, and I didn't actually watch it though. I saw some news, a news article today in regards to the vice president at Campbell Soup getting in a little bit of hot water or hot soup. Apparently, he was calling Campbell Soup food for poor people. Not a good thing. Not a good. I mean, I don't think Campbell Soup is food for poor people. Well, some of it's really good, especially some of their stews. But yeah, good old Campbell. Good old Campbell's. There we go. Larry says the problem with Ozempic is permanent muscle loss, which is exceptionally bad for old people. Regeneron's version doesn't do that. Okay, fair enough. There are other problems with Ozempic, though. Just to be clear. Yeah, my doctor said, like, I'm working on losing weight, but my doctor was like, well, we could do Ozempic, and I'm like, no, we're not going to do Ozempic. I would rather just do the hard work. Right now, the lifting weights, all of this fun stuff. Yeah, I would rather do that than take a chemical that, and most people, a lot of people who go on Ozempic, when they go off after they've lost their weight, guess what? Their weight comes back with a vengeance. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something more of a lifestyle change that just, does its thing. So, and I don't care how long it takes. If it takes me 5 years to lose my weight, I'd rather do that than something like Ozempic. Personally. Now, some people, Ozempic might be a better option, especially if it's like very, very health related. Like if you don't lose weight fast, you're going to die. Well, yeah, then go on Ozempic. Go on it like right away. Rory says Kraft dinner is poor people food. Well, except for the bare naked ladies, because if they had $1 million, they'd still eat Kraft dinner. If you guys are familiar with that song, they just buy exotic, exotic mustards and ketchups. All right. Campbell soup is getting really expensive now. Really? I don't know how much it is. I know it used to be like you could go in and buy like tomato soup. You could go and buy like a few cans for under $1, but I don't think it's that price anymore. Let's see. The problem is bioengineered food is proprietary. Who knows what they put in there? Yeah, well, here's the thing. If it goes mainstream, it has to go through all of the food regulatory companies. So let's hope. Let's hope that they put some safety standards in there, and they will. They will. Rory says I love it. Lisa says Sharon Osbourne took Ozempic and looks terrible. Yeah, well, that's another thing too. If you lose weight fast, you can be left with, fat person skin on a thin person. So basically, baggy skin. I've seen some interesting pictures. Cowboy says, I like the grass to be Black Angus version. Okay. This may be already happening about the meats. It might, maybe, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, I know, like, every so often we pick up there's this one of these people that make artificial meat from mushrooms. And I've had it and it tastes pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I'll tell you, I did this once. I don't want to make it sound like I'm an evil person, but I made a pizza. I used to make a lot of homemade pizzas back when I was in my 20s. I made this pizza and I didn't put any meat on it. It was fully vegetarian pizza. I had tofu on it and everything. And so people come over and they said, oh, can I have some of your pizza? I said, sure. And I heated it up. They ate it. After they ate it, I told them what it was. And they're like, no, you're lying. There's no way there was no meat on that. I'm like, no, it was tofu. But But, it's not like I was deceptive. I just didn't tell them that there was tofu on it because I knew that if I told them, they'd be like, oh, no, I can't have that. So, I knew that they didn't have any allergy or anything to tofu. So, all right, Scratch says, you can look out at Michel Montemac. I probably mispronounced the last name. His work is about food combination, and it works really good. The only problem is that you will need to cook a lot. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Brian says over $2 a can, even for tomato soup. Holy cow. Wow. Cowboy says, just eat the mushrooms to skip the glue. All right, fair enough. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, if you got your last minute questions, get them on in. Get them on in. We are getting towards the end of the show. But if you got the questions, I still got some answers. So let's see what you guys have. Whew. All right. So while you guys are composing that, let me just do the announcements one last time. So guys, this year for Christmas, we're going to do the hype train, sort of like over there on Twitch, but we're doing it a lot differently. So every day, starting on Friday, actually starting this Friday, every time we do either 4 subs or 4 gifted subs or 4 super chats or a combination, we will go to the next day. So on Friday, if we get 4 supers, then we get a market close on Monday. If we get another 4 supers Monday, we go to Tuesday. Now on Tuesday, you don't have to do anything because we got Wednesday. So on Tuesday, we automatically go to Wednesday because that's the regular show. Then on Wednesday, if we get the 4 supers, we go to Thursday, and so on. We're going to do this straight through December. So up to you guys. If you guys want, you can have a market close every single market day in December. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm also looking at, I have to figure out how many potential bonus shows there are in December, and then we'll create a target with some kind of a reward. And I don't know what that's going to look like. I've had a lot of crazy ideas. Well, one of them is that I would let you guys design a t-shirt that I would have to wear on air. But then I'm like, no, because the wrong person wins that. And I could be wearing a very interesting shirt on the air. Yeah. So anyway, we'll hold that over. We'll hold that over. The Lord of Woman. All right. Why not? Would you trade NPI? Northland Power. So yeah, and this is, I keep getting this question. Let's actually take a quick gander at them. So boop-a-doop, that's not Northland Power, neither is that. That's actually a chart, but here's what I'm looking for. NPI. So as you guys know, they've had a rough time. Now they're starting to rebound a little bit, but let's take a look at that 1 year. Here's this big drop. They had a very bad earnings, one of the worst earnings I think I've seen in a while. But yeah, they've come down. Now I do like this company. They are regulated. They're a utility. They're gonna be fine, I think, on the long term. So is this a good place to play? I don't know if I would be swing trading it, but I think if you're a long-term investor and you like Northland Power, this is not a bad place, not a bad entry point. I think they will go up. I think they're going to be fine. It may not be, they may not be back up to $26 or $25 next week or even this year, but I think there's potential there to see some of that come back. So yeah, I think they're definitely worth trading. And I mean, you could swing trade it. I just don't know how fast it's going to go. That's the one thing. Scratch says, I hate Mondays. Well, maybe a market close on Monday will make them a little better. Should watch that video about Campbell's. I should. I haven't watched it yet. So it will be in my feed later today. I will definitely go out of my way to check it out. Michael is in the house. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Let's see. I bought DLO, that climbing slow, that going to 1550 by chart. That fundamentals are great. Nice. And Cowboy is on the same idea. This is kind of where I'm thinking. So yeah, so Cowboy says, I bought NPI. It's going to recover. Candles don't run computers. Yep, you are right. You're right. No, they have a product that is not going, the demand's not going away. They will be fine. Rory, I just look at AQN and wonder though. Well, I know. I mean, when you look at AQN, they had a lot of bloat in that company too. Let's just be honest. They had bloat. They were paying. They didn't cut their dividend as quickly as they should have. Um, and I hate it when they cut dividends. But yeah, but AQN, they have sold off some of their assets, and they are sort of doubling down on the utility side, on the regulated side, and that is helping them out. That's why AQN is starting to move back up a little bit. Starting to move back up. I think they made the right moves. I think AQN. I think AQN is not a bad buy at this moment, and I don't. I'm the one who said. I'm the one, actually, the last time I think I did a deep dive on AQN, the thumbnail was a dumpster fire. And they were a dumpster fire, but that fire has been put out. They got a new CEO. They've sold some assets. They're doing the right things now. So and look, Luke is up 20% on AQN. So yeah, to me, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. I think this is the end. I like it. I like it. We are going to be back again on Friday, which is fantastic. Also, tonight, that video, the collaboration with me and Adriano and a couple of others, what is it? Passive Income Pioneers #2. That is going live, and it should show up on this channel as well as Adriano's. So check that out. He said he was dropping it tonight, so I believe him. I believe him. So you'll have that to watch for sure. But we will be back. Like I said, we'll be back on Friday. It's going to be fantastic, and I'll probably have even more news for you guys on Friday about what's going on, because I mentioned as well that I am in talks with 9 Point. So we'll see where that's going to go. All right. Now, before I leave, let's just talk. Let's just very quickly get caught up on the comments. Cowboy says NPI is worldwide. AQN tried to buy too much USA. Yes, and that was part of it as well. So, but AQN, like I said, they have course corrected. So I do like that as well. And Michael says I can't get NPI to come up on a chart, and does come up on the USA exchanges. Interesting. Yeah, it comes up. Well, it comes up for me on the TMX. That's the site I'm using over here. So this here is TMX Money. This symbol might look familiar to you. Change that M to an S, and that's the TSX symbol, because they own the TSX. So let's see here. NPIF, try that. There we go. All right, guys, I'll be back on Friday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a green month, guys. I've got a feeling that it's going to be a good day on Friday. All right. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and bye.